Good morning, pregame crew. How are ya? I hope you are well. I have a story to tell you. Before CPI, I think I've pieced together some puzzles. We'll look at it together. Good morning. You're at the pregame show. It is Wednesday, May 10th, 2023. It is CPI day. So we have CPI in 8 minutes and, 7 minutes and 42 seconds to be exact. I'll give you the key levels before we get to CPI. Audio visual check, please. Perfect. Thank you, Bob. I appreciate that. Let me say hello to my friends. Hey, Shake and Bake, Simeon, Renaissance, Greg, Topher. I hope you know every time I see your name, I say your name in my head. Topher. Hey, Night Truck. Hey, Rob, Homebody, Blaine, Mal, Ed. How are you, Ed? Hey, Lisa, Bennett. Hey, George, Tess. Hey, Wave Trader. Hey, Keggers, Sir Fernando. Ardil. Buongiorno, Carlos. Hey, Joka. Hey, Mark and Mary and Sam. Good morning, everyone. Where are y'all tuning in from? I'm just curious. I won't have a lot of time for chit chat because we need to get down to business, and I want to tell you a story in 7 minutes, okay? So I normally start the show at 6:30 Mountain Time, but I'm going to get started right now because I think it's pretty important before CPI. I'm going to make a case for the bulls. So we have a pretty bearish score here. This is very, very bearish. So I'm not losing sight of that. I know this can go either way. It's literally how the algos digest the CPI data is somewhat of a coin flip. No, it is a coin flip. It's not somewhat. It is a coin flip. So I don't know how it's going to go. However, by the way, my minor in college was pre-law. So my undergraduate degree was in business administration, pre-law. I wanted to be a corporate lawyer. And then I worked for lawyers as a runner and decided I did not want to be a lawyer. But I'm in here lawyering up every morning, providing evidence for y'all for the case for the bulls or the bears, constantly lining up the evidence. That's what I see my job to be. And I want high conviction trades. I want all the evidence to be lined up. So let me make a case for the bulls. Hey, Hector from Miami. So right here, so yesterday and Monday, we had very low volume, which we could anticipate that while bulls and bears wait for CPI, it was a hurry up and wait moment. We could have anticipated that. We're holding the 50 RSI right here. Any above 50 is bullish. So my rules say in a tightening pattern, and this was a bear break here, but I'm just considering it a double bottom because it only broke by $6 on a $4,000 instrument. That's not a big bear break. So in a tightening pattern, I am looking at RSI for clues and where is price relative to the EMAs. Price is sitting on the EMAs and we are sitting on the 50 RSI. We have a squeeze developing. And when we kind of zoom in here, look, we're holding the 0.382 retrace. So from the daily low here of Thursday, May 4th to the high of Friday, May 5th, from that low to that high, we have only retraced about 38% of that move. We have enough room for a higher high. This is put up or shut up moment for bulls. Okay, now let's go to NQ. I have 5 minutes. I need to talk a little faster. Yeah, I am going early. I am talking early because I want to just get you ready for CPI. On NASDAQ, if we zoom in on the details, we have retraced about 38% of NASDAQ. So 38%, 13228. And when we zoom out, we're well above that 50 RSI. No problem here. And we have a squeeze developing. RTY. We have a daily inverse head and shoulders forming. It's unconfirmed, but it's forming. 50 RSI is acting as resistance on IWM. We need IWM to join the party in order for a bull move to happen. Dow. The Dow, we have not retraced more than 38% on the Dow. I had this marked up earlier. What the heck? What the heck? And here we're holding the 50 RSI. We're just below it, but we have not retraced more than 38% of that move. When we look at XLF, we are looking for a daily higher low on XLF. XLF and IWM will be key to this party. We're looking for a daily higher low. We need to hold 32.07, yesterday's low. KRE. Nope, 4 hour. We have a potential 4 hour inverse head and shoulders forming. Wouldn't that help that IWM bull case? XLV. Nice, cute, daily EQ. Holding 50 RSI. We're right there. Holding it. And then finally, Apple. This is a potential daily bull flag. As long as we hold 170.78, a daily bull flag is in play on Apple. They have dividend this week. 24 cents, not a big deal. But that is my bull case for today. Now, I'm not saying we're for sure going to break bull or bear and that you need to get in bullish. I am not saying that. I am saying evidence piles up more for the bulls this morning than it does the bears. And we'll see what happens. Now, let me give you the levels. Resistance 414250 and support 412050. I wouldn't say this bounce has necessarily made enough room for a higher low here on the hourly chart. But if I'm looking bigger picture, which I must for the most likely scenario, I must lean and depend on higher time frames more than the lower time frames. We get asked that so much. What time frames do you use for your trades? All of them. And the higher the time frame, the more weight that I give it. If you look at this table, the weekly trend gets the most weight on a scale of 1 to 10. Daily trend gets a huge weight, 4 hour, and it lessens. So it's not as important. So the higher the time frame, the more important. So let's see what these bulls have. Those are your key levels. And on NASDAQ, your key level is 1328575 resistance and support 13202. Yep, it is a megaphone type situation. Czech Republic. Charlotte. Oh, love Charlotte. Beautiful town. North of Houston. I've been going to Houston often with my mom, and thanks for y'all asking about my mom. I really appreciate it. She's doing okay. St. George, Utah, gorgeous. San Miguel de Allende, sounds beautiful. Miami. The Balkans, that's so cool. Trey, Baton Rouge. Red Stick. All right, so we have CPI in 22 seconds. Check your orders. Make sure you want to be in whatever you're in. Make sure it is intentional. All right. Let's go look at ES and let's go to the 1 minute, and I'll probably jump to the 15-second even. So the high of the reaction and the low of the reaction, I'm going to mark that off pretty quickly, and then that becomes the line of demarcation. All right. So far I look pretty smart. We'll see what it is. Let's see. What is it? It is 5.5. Excuse me, 4.9. 4.9. That's bullish. All right. We'll officially get started with the show now. I apologize to anybody jumping on now and expecting the show to start. I've already covered a lot of information, but I thought it was important to go over that before CPI came out. But I will back up a bit and make sure that I am dotting I's and crossing T's. All right. Good morning. Welcome to the pregame show. Bulls, bulls, bulls. This is who I am. I'm Chart Gal Lori. I'm part of the Chart Guys community, and we teach technical analysis. If you want to give me a follow on Twitter, that would be lovely. At Chart Gal Lori. And Jason, if you're listening, could you get the link for the trader Q&A? So Dan, well, let me see if I can get it real quick and be self-sufficient. So on Friday at noon, Charting Man Dan will do a Q&A link Friday at noon Eastern, where you can ask him anything. And that's pretty cool. Those are my favorite YouTube videos that we do. I really enjoy listening to Dan, even though I know his story. I love listening. Okay, thank you, Jason. I think I did it. Okay, let me pin it. Thank you. Appreciate it. Toronto. I want to go to Canada. I've never been to Canada, and I really want to see Lake Louise. If you had to go to Canada and see one thing, what would it be? All right, so the bulls are holding this reaction, and now I can say that we can mark off the reaction, the low and the high, we can mark it off. Now that becomes the litmus test for bulls and bears today. That didn't mark off correctly, and my magnet's on. What's going on here and here? XLF obviously is going crazy. I just got the overbought condition alert. There we are. We're up testing yesterday's high. XLF will be crucial today. XLF, and as always, QQQ, but XLF will be crucial today. Thank y'all. Thank y'all for all the recommendations. I appreciate it. Vancouver Island. I've heard of that. All right. So on ES, we got the bull break. And your next resistance is 41.61 and 41.63.25. On NASDAQ, your resistance 133.68. But y'all, we got to scroll out here a little bit. This band of resistance 13348, 13370. I would say the bulls, let's just make it a little bit steeper hurdle. They need to clear 13,400 for the next leg up. That's going to be a key level that we get above this band of resistance here. Whistler, oh, I've seen pictures, so pretty. RTY, daily inverse head and shoulders, is looking a little bit more plausible. We've got the 4-hourly bull break. We got a 4-hour bull break. That daily high or low is now most likely set. I'm already feeling super good about my day, aren't y'all? Good morning, Greg. How are you? Over in trading view land. So RTY will be key to the puzzle today, or to the bulls maintaining strength. Dow is breaking above the 4-hour, the hourly and the 4-hour resistance. XLF is making its move. 32.39 is your resistance to high of yesterday. And if you watched Dan's video yesterday, I love watching his videos. It helps me prepare for the trading day just as much as it helps the viewers. But he talked about how there's so many people on the other side of the boat with XLF as far as bearish. And they need more news headlines in order to sustain that bear thesis and that bear narrative. They need more headlines, and they're not getting them yet. So I think it behooves the bulls at this juncture for that daily high or low. If we break through the high of yesterday, the daily high or low is most likely set. Okay. And KRE already made that case for the 4-hour inverse head and shoulders and how it would help IWM. XLV does not get a lot of pre-market volume, so it's hard to glean a lot of information from this. You have support at 131.84. It is key for the bulls to hold 131.84. Slow Devil, are you frustrated? Apple. And I know I'm going out of order, but I never ever move with my tickers, the top 20 tickers. I never move them. But this morning I moved them around so I could make sure that I presented the evidence in the order of importance. And of course, Apple is super important for the bulls today. We got a ways to go to get over yesterday's high. I would look for a lower high compared to 173.54 on first attempt, and then possibly buy a pullback, looking for that daily bull flag to potentially confirm. Dollar is pulling back. Yeehaw. Dollar is pulling back. Daily EMAs strike again. Continues to zap price. I wouldn't say this is a convincing candle close above the EMAs back here. We haven't had a convincing candle close above the EMAs since March. So that's helping the bulls in their quest. All right, so Hang Seng was red overnight, 0.53%. DAX is still slightly red. And the market has now gone green. I have notes that are off screen that I will copy and paste for TCG members when I am done. So I talked about Hang Seng, and I also talked about CPI will likely trash the setups below. So I was staying with the bull narrative, so I do have some bull setups for y'all and the Queen of the Mountain ones. Okay, so what else do we have today? Let me make sure I covered that. We have oil inventory at 10:30 a.m., 10-year note auction at 1 p.m., and then 2 p.m. federal budget balance. And then two warnings. We still have this debt ceiling issue, and the market kind of does a little bobble when we have bad news hit that they haven't solved the problem yet. So just know that it can make the market kind of get uneasy for a bit when we have those headlines. And also, President Carter is on hospice, which we know since February. And if he were to pass, God bless his soul and his family and comfort them right now. But if something were to happen to him, the market would close for a day. So I just want, or the market precedent has been that the market closes for a day. So I just like reminding y'all ever so often that that's still out there and kind of hanging over option buyers' heads. How about that? We'll put it like that. Okay, Bitcoin. Bitcoin is enjoying the CPI reaction. This is still a potential daily bear flag. Bulls have a lot of work to do. They need to get over 28261 to make sure that low is more secure. So 28261 to ensure that this is not a daily bear flag. So we've been talking for weeks about XLF and the big Bitcoin being inverse. XLF going up and Bitcoin going down. We've been talking about this. So the narrative there is that money has been leaving the banking system and going to gold and or Bitcoin, the safe havens, and safe havens I put in quotation marks, but as an alternative to the dollar. So Bitcoin needs to shake this inverse correlation in order for Bitcoin to have a bullish day and XLF to have a bullish day. Because it's been like this for 3 months, 2.5 months, it's been like this. So the onus is still on the bulls on Bitcoin. Your next resistance is 28,10742. Your support 27,500. So far, the bulls are liking that CPI reaction. Yeah, he's former President Jimmy Carter, yes. Ethereum. 4-hour bull break. Daily still could be a bear flag. Okay, I'm going to have to pause these alerts. They're getting a little annoying. As long as bears keep it below 1890, a daily bear flag is in play. So crypto is not positioned as well as the market. Gold liked it. So the most likely scenario on the 12-hour is a lower high. I want y'all to see that loud and clear. This chart is bullish. When we zoom out, monthly, uptrend, weekly, uptrend, daily, uptrend, 4-hour, uptrend, hourly, big old uptrend, 15-minute uptrend. So we do have an uptrend on every time frame on gold. It is bullish. However, a 12-hour lower high, if you look at odds would favor a lower high compared to 208,540. Of course, the bulls could go take that out on this dollar weakness and say, forget about it in your most likely scenarios and zoom past 208.54. But I just want you to know that that possibility exists. In 2007 is your key support. You've made enough room for a higher low on a pullback, and then maybe you could then get that higher high. I would venture to guess that 2085.4 will be hard to get through on this 12-hour chart on first pass. We shall see. Okay. On oil, we're looking for that daily lower high. We had an EIA, that sounded like EIEIO, We had an EIA short-term energy outlook yesterday that came out at noon Eastern. And if we look at oil here, right, I can't get my days straight, right here, somewhere in here. So it'd be 10 a.m. my time here. We had a big bullish reaction to that EIA outlook. So know that we have oil inventory, and right now we have a double top at 73.78 and 73.75. So oil inventory will most likely impact oil price. There we go, bulls. Bulls got the break of the high of the reaction. That is a big, big statement. When you make an initial, let me go back to ES. When you get that first, I lost my chat. Okay. 5 minute, here you go. So the initial reaction high was 415275. When you blow through that like it was nothing, like a hot knife through butter, that is a big bull statement by the bulls on ES. So your next resistance is 416325 and 4167. That has been a double top. Let's see if it's a triple top or bulls push through. They're pushing through one level. I am feeling so good today. I am so happy that all that evidence convicted the market to go up. So cool. I know I didn't cause this, but I like that the charts did. Okay. So back to oil. Did I land that plane? Daily lower high anticipated. One of my favorite pastimes is shorting oil, but I am not going to mess with oil today with oil inventory. Bonjour, Al. 7 pound, 7 ounce, baby Jesus. Okay, nat gas, trash. Trash, trash. This is a thought. I'm sorry, y'all. I try to find something constructive to say about nat gas, but the most constructive thing I can say is if you can trade this, God bless you. I can't give you a setup. This is trash. It's a crappy chart and downtrends on all the larger time frames, and then on lower time frames, it continues to give up the ghost on any move that it makes. Small setback, SMH. SMH should get a boost from this market move. Now we're running into resistance on the market, so just know that we got to get through 41.67. We double top with 41.67, 41.65. So this is trash. If you need a setup on nat gas, go see somebody else. I am not your girl. Okay. Amazon is getting over that daily 200 MA. Oh, Tamazon. It has been 2 years, hasn't it? I love you more. I love you more. We're getting over that daily 200 MA in pre-market. Let's see if they can hold those gains. Amazon has been a really hard read for me with this daily 200 MA overhead, knowing that the more likely scenario is a daily lower high compared to 110.86 as far as probabilities. However, with the market zooming, it will be tough for those bears to get that daily lower high. We'll see what they can do. I don't like Amazon at all. NVIDIA, in my notes, I have NVIDIA potential 30-minute falling wedge. So we had this little giddy up here. That's kind of weak sauce, but anyway, it broke bull. 28973 is your next resistance, the high of yesterday. And if you tune in, if you're a TCG member and you tune in to the midday show, then you should have gotten the setup for the long on NVIDIA yesterday. I took a live trade and shared it with, I was about to say shared it with the class, shared it with the class, shared it with the room. Okay, NVIDIA looks great. Pull back buy at this point. Tesla on the daily, if we break through the high of yesterday, which we have with great finesse already, the daily higher low is now most likely set. Now, after all these big moves on these charts, y'all, now we just got a different day. Back burner day. It is back burner day. Take a mental picture, get your forehead tattoo. It is back burner day. Pullbacks are for buying. First 5 minute oversold after these large outsized moves are a back burner setup. If you don't know what I'm talking about, Google chart guys, YouTube, back burner. And we have inverse back burners as well. But today, what's on the menu is back burner and stair steps. So stair steps will provide you an aggressive shorting opportunity, waiting for this large move to kind of just temporarily top out. And then that first 5 minute oversold will provide you a bull opportunity, or should provide you a bull opportunity. I feel like I'm going so slow today, and it's already 6:47, so maybe I'm not going slow. We are over the high of yesterday on AMD. Let's see if we can hold those gains. AMD was a clear double top for me. It was going to be a potential short today against 96.07, 96.16. We broke it by 9 cents and then came back down yesterday. However, we're breaking through it right now bullishly. That weekly higher low is now most likely set. Affirm, this is stupid setup now. I'm not going to go over that. This is stupid setup. This was a bearish setup, top fishing the high of yesterday on the bearish earnings reaction, and it could still work. Well, maybe it's not a stupid setup. If I'm going to short anything today, it would be Affirm. But I'm not going to be in the shorting business. That doesn't make any sense with the market so bullish. Okay, Google. The only reason I have it on here is because they have their developers conference today at 1 p.m. Eastern per my research. So they're going to talk AI. Every time I say that, I think of Nelly and is it country, andale, EI. Is that a country grammar? Anyway. Oh, Train Man Dan, you are so sweet. You are the best. So Google, this chart doesn't look good. I don't see a good setup, but I sure wouldn't be shorting it today with the market bullish and they have this developers conference. We could get a pop out of it. So I would keep Google on, let's just call it a volatility list. Maybe I should add that as a side category. If you're just looking for a name that could move and have a tightening range and then possibly break out upside or downside, but this should have movement, Google would be on that volatility list. EI, is that the name of the song? EI? It's not country grammar, is it? Okay. I'm so confused. UPST is putting a hurting on the bears. It's up 40%. They really crushed earnings per this reaction. I did not personally study the earnings reaction, but this should have some nice tightening ranges. Add this to your volatility list. Tightening ranges and stair steps, they're on the menu today for UPST. And as always, the first 5 minute oversold. Let's just go set that alert now because I don't want to miss this one. I swear, if I played a coffee drinking game in the morning when I watch CNBC out and take a shot of coffee every time they say AI, I would be buzz-a-meter. Like I would be crawling out my skin. They just say AI like every 5 words. It's insane. Okay, so UPST I would put on stair step and tightening pattern watch. Okay, let me go back to my notes. I feel like I've been all over the place yet. I feel like I've been as linear as I've ever been all at the same time. So, okay, we're through resistance on ES. We are through resistance. But you know what? That doesn't matter as much unless NASDAQ did it too. I don't have NASDAQ pulled up on my screen. Okay, NASDAQ did it too. I did say 13400 though, didn't I? Come on. You can do it. 13400. Okay, now let me see if I can do a few chart requests. I'm sorry, Marshall. Okay, gotcha. That's I'm from the Lou and I'm proud. That's country grammar because I know he's talking about St. Louis, but in my head I always say I'm from the Lou because it's Louisiana. Okay, is that some type of curse word? STSS. Okay, it's up 27%. I didn't know if it was an acronym for something or y'all trying to stump me. It had a big bullish day yesterday. Looks like it had news. You have support at 114. Resistance, I don't know if this is a real wick at 169. It looks good. It's giving back a little bit too much of the gains and you've lost the 5-minute EMA. So I'd be careful with that name. Mara should be good right now with Bitcoin popping. Yep. We be popping. Daily inside bar. Bull break over 980. We need to hold that gap up. Now listen, y'all. On these names, here's a perfect gap example. If we gap up above 980 and then bears push it back down and touch 980 and we don't get a lot of range down into yesterday's range and then we turn, that is a buy trigger. That is a gap fill buy trigger. When you have gaps that are filled just barely, like to the penny or by a few pennies on this type of instrument, then you bounce back up. That is a buy entry. You're welcome, Hugo. Thanks, Shake and Bake. I appreciate it. So AI has a daily. Wow. Okay. If you look here, this band of resistance at 2040, or excuse me, support, it could act as a resistance now. We're at that level. I'm not going to be in the business of shorting stuff. I said I'm not. But if I was looking for a short today, AI would be on the list at this resistance band of 2040 that used to be prior support. That's interesting. SMH. You're welcome, George. Y'all hit that like button. There are 336 of y'all and only 114 likes. Hit the like button if you got anything out of it. Okay, SMH has definitely an uphill battle. Bears are going to be watching. Y'all, this is such an easy one. 12518. I think that's the number. Yep, 12518. Bulls got to get over that. Bears are going to be waiting up here at 125.18. They're going to be waiting. They got to get over that and really change the trend and get that daily bull break. On Monday, SMH. Ran into the daily 50 MA on Friday and Monday. I don't know exactly what you're talking about, Slow Devil. Okay. Oh, Tammy JPM. I like it long. Looking for that daily higher low. We have plenty of room for that daily higher low. And we're through yesterday's high. Okay, so then it's the same gap situation. So now you have a gap up situation. If we pull back and we don't fill that gap and we turn, that's a bull buy. If we come back and fill the gap but don't enter yesterday's range at a large degree, that is a trigger buy. So pullbacks are for buying on JPM. Daily higher low is now most likely set. It's beautiful. We are at resistance. We need to break it. PayPal is a mess. Oh, got you, Slow Devil. Let's see. Let me show you. I tell y'all about the 3-day rule. I talk about it often, saying, be careful. Now, I'm not going to be able to find it. I'm not going to go look for it. But be careful with earnings names. The day after earnings are over, a lot of times downgrades will come in. PayPal got a downgrade today, and it's losing yesterday's support. Now, I'm going to come back to Riot. PayPal it's bouncing with the market right now. It could be a potential High probability of getting stopped out, but it could be a potential long against 65.91. It's only up 0.75. It could be a bounce play. Typically, I don't like touching these for 3 days. Twilio is a nightmare wreck too. It's not getting a bounce from the market. This is a mess. This one could be for shorting on a bounce. Okay, Riot's going to be probably similar to Mara. And they have earnings today, I believe. Please confirm that. Through yesterday's high. Daily high or low is set. 11. Oh, we're breaking the daily resistance here. 11.97 and 12.10 are your resistances. And you're right at them. You are right there. This could be an interesting top fish. High risk of getting stopped out. High probability of getting stopped out. Sorry. Gotcha. Thanks, Trey. All right. Well, y'all have a wonderful, great day. I hope you're more prepared for the day now than you were 40 minutes ago. I'm so glad you're here. Hit that like button. Give me a follow on Twitter. And TCGers, I will see you in the room. And I'll give you the notes in just a second. Use stop losses.